Hey, scrappy people, it's Tracy Reed here today, and I'm coming at you with something just a little bit different. So I have 3 months, May, June, and July, worth of Project Life month end wrap up layouts like I've been doing this year, and they are just staring me in the face. And I have I've written down a lot of the stories and things like that already, but I just have so many to do that what I decided to do is, you can see along the edges here, I've laid out all my Allie Edwards kits. And I'm just going to batch process all of these and get it done, because these are all kind of staring at me and making me feel like I don't want to scrapbook because they're not done. The month end photos are kind of like the small stories and the photos that I didn't like deem worthy of their own page or their own event in my album. So they're not always the most inspiring photos either. So that makes me just not want to do them. And because I don't want to do them, they kind of have been sitting there since I got backed up in, March, April, May. So I'm just going to tackle them all, and I'm going to do it fast. I'm going to not think about it too hard, and I'm going to just get these stories off my plate so that they're not backing me up anymore, and I feel more inspired to scrapbook the stories that I did pull out to be their own, 9 by 12 pages or their own pocket pages and that sort of a thing. So I'm going to fast forward this probably a lot faster than I normally do, since I'm working on so many pages, but I'm not going to do anything that really requires some, hey, slow it down, I want to see what you just did there. It's all going to be just super fast batch processing. And one of my tips for that, like I said here, is I have all of my Allie Edwards stuff, because I'm going to use all Allie Edwards stuff. I have it all along the edge here, so you can see if I sort of do this, it's over here, and then on the other side I've got like the chipboard and stuff. So I've got it all set out here so I can see it and reach it real easily and get this done. So I'm going to start the voiceover now. I'm going to go into super fast forward mode, and we are going to get all these pages done. All right. Okay, so the way that I decided to approach this was to go through everything sitting on my desk and find a place for it or put it aside. I thought that maybe it would be easier for me to attack this project and sort of this massive amount of supplies that I had sitting next to me if I had more of a purpose for them and like a goal in mind. So I thought, okay, we're going to use it or we're going to lose it. So I'm starting with these circular pieces that I have sitting here. A lot of them were from the Joy kit, which was a sort of Christmassy kit, but Joy works all year round. And then I have some of these from the Seasons kit, and these are more acetate, but I don't think I ended up using those. These hearts, I think those are from the Joy kit too, I'm not sure. Anyway, so I just kind of went through piece by piece, sitting on the side of my desk, and decided whether or not I was going to use it. So these are all from the Breathe kit, and May was a bit of a difficult month for us, and the Breathe kit was sort of for difficult situations in a lot of the sentiments used. So I used those here in May, and they were like little 1 by 1.5 inch squares. So I just cut them in circles with my circle punch, and I'm going to sprinkle them throughout the page here. This was a photo of us at book club, so I just needed a little note about it being book club, so I added a little label there. And then just kind of, this one was multiple little patterned half circles. This inhale exhale that I'm cutting out in half circles and putting it on this photo of Joe, not this photo yet, but the photo of Joe with the cast. He had to remove one cast and put another on. I suspect because the first technician did not put the cast on right, and so it involved a lot of bone resetting, and it was not fun for him. So the inhale and exhale was perfect for that. cutting apart these photos and sort of layering them on the cards. I have a few photos and cards that are not paired up yet that I'll have to go through and find cards for. But for the most part, I wanted to keep this super simple, so I printed out the photos to be the full size of the pockets rather than trying to attempt my normal layering sort of effect that I do. That little yoga card was perfect for this photo of Finn. I was going to put this flower one on this hydrangea photo, but it was too big, so I come back to that. I'm going to put this sleeping one on these two photos of the boys sleeping. Really late summer vibes. Then I'm going to put this flower one over here because we were going to see the sunflowers. So I want to use any of these acetate pieces or whatever they are, acrylic pieces that I can use. So I found a place for the habit one. And then I'm also going to end up using seasons. Tried to staple these on with a tiny attacher, but that doesn't work. I'm going to put the seasons here because the seasons were changing, and so I was trying on dresses, and they were all size mediums and all that, and that was the first time I had really gotten into that size, so I was taking photos. Trying to see if there's any places for these journaling labels, but there's not. I'm going to use one of these patches on this journaling card about my habit of going to the gym. Couldn't find a place for that and make it happen. Looking at all of the wood veneer, I'm going to incorporate some of this. Some of the more simple ones love this. There's the one that's going to say summer vibes or warm days or something like that. I'm going to put that one on here of the photo of us floating down the river with the sun. Again, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm not trying to make things too complicated. I'm just trying to get it done. So I'm going to come back at the end of the video and add in titles and things like that with word stickers. So I'm just kind of pre-planning some places where I'm going to add a title. Part of my desire with this process was also to use up a lot of this product. Ali Edwards kits are one of the only kits that I pay for. In fact, it is the only product that I pay for. Obviously, I take the Cocoa Daisy photos and I'm on their design team, so I get those products for free. Obviously, I get the Simple Stories products for free since I designed them. So Ali Edwards products are the only ones that I pay for, so they are the ones that I really like to make sure that I use up. Plus, I find that my style branches out so much with Ali's products that I find myself not using her product as effectively as I would like to. So I like to challenge myself to use it because oftentimes I will resort to my normal style, which of course I love, but doesn't lend itself to Ali's product as well. So I like to keep things more simple when I use Ali's stuff because that's the way that it's designed. And so it's a little bit stretching me out of my comfort zone. Layered up those two thought bubbles to cover up some of that, the extra space on that photo. Now I'm going to go through all these chipboard sheets, and man, okay, there's got to be a better way for me to organize this stuff. Like, I like keeping them on the chipboard sheets because I find that it's like the most space effective way to save them, but sorting through these sheets and trying to find sentiments that will go on all of these photos at once, things like that, just it's so time wasting, so time ineffective. But I don't know that having them pulled out of the sheets and all bunched together in like a big pile would be any better. So I just kind of go through one sheet at a time and look at the sentiments and see if there's anything that is going to work for what I want to do. Slowly but surely making my way through all of these pages, just slipping back and forth and going through them and making it work. I have, obviously, I've almost subscribed for a full year now, so I've got um, chipboard upon chipboard upon chipboard, because you get them with basically every kit. So I've got so many sheets here, and of course some are not going to apply. The more wintry, like December-y, New Year sort of things. So I flip through those really fast, but a lot of them are usable for lots of different things. So not all of them. Like this was the February, and I just used it for a photo in June. So the XO and a heart is useful all year round, I think. Some of these photos are not getting enough love, I feel like. Like this one obviously has a ton of things on it, but some of them don't have anything on them. So I'm trying to find places to put things on some of these photos. Like this was back to school haircut, so I'm going to add a little place for a note here. I needed some, like a pattern 3x4 for this really tall photo of Joe. I left it in like the Snapchat dimensions to really emphasize the point of the photo, which was that Joe was getting so tall that his clothes are looking like his shorts look like short shorts, even though they're just normal length shorts. So I wanted to keep the dimensions of the photo tall and skinny like him. These two photos of Finn at Jump Jam, I need to add a place to journal and something more interesting on them. So now I've got these sticker sheets out, and the most used one is going to be this one with all of the hearts, because hearts are easy to throw on all over the place. So I'm just going to scatter hearts throughout. Some of them have sentiments on them, some of them don't. Obviously, this is going super fast, and you're a little bit far away, so I'm going to put some close-ups, or at least some still photos at the end, so that you can see these pages all put together better. This whole process probably took me about 2 hours, 2.5 hours maybe, spread out throughout a day. I kept leaving and coming back, and running my errands and things that I needed to do. But man, it feels so nice to have these off my plate and done and ready to go. I obviously scrapbook events and things like that separately. So I have a lot of pages that I need to catch up on, and so it was good to get these ones that are just like more routine off my plate. Adding some word strips to this text conversation. Need to add something here. What I end up doing is my husband calls while I'm doing this, and so while I'm talking to him, I end up going through and sort of pre-planning a few of the places where I want to add more stuff. So you can see that I've added, I've stuck the things that I want to use on the page protector and put them in place already. So that's kind of where I'm at now, finishing that up. Pulling things off the page protector and putting them directly on the photo. Need to add a title to this page, which I will add in between those two word strips. Adding some more stuff to these photos, journaling places. Then off camera, I will go in and add in my journaling and my titles, and then there's a flip through at the end with a little voiceover. I like the repetition of these half circles throughout all of the pages. Makes it easy for me to pull everything together. Moving everything down, finishing it up, and we are good to go just about. I'm going to flip over to the slowed down walkthrough, flip through in a second, and then there will be still images at the end. Yep, all right, we're going to flip over now. All right, So I've gone in and I've added my journaling to the pages that needed journaling added, and gone through and just double checked and made sure that I had, sorry about my dogs leaving the room, they always leave my room when I start talking. Made sure that I had, you know, a decoration on everything and everything felt complete. So let's look at these one by one. This is the May Project Life insert, which is actually front and back. So we have the front here with the May Adventures card, and then the back with this. I have a lot of screenshots this month. So we got text messages and screenshots of things. So that was all for May. And then June, uh-oh, I have it out of order. Okay, I think we've got June here. Here we go. Okay, so June opens with a 2-page spread. There's actually a lot of June Project Life stuff going on. So there's a lot of white space that ended up on here, which is really interesting to me. I don't normally have a ton of white space, but we have these 2 pages. And then we have, oh, that's not right. Okay, wait, maybe it's like this. Yeah, okay, there we go. That makes more sense. Okay, so we've got these 2 pages here. These go together. And then these 2 pages. Yes, that makes much more sense. A lot more color going on here, although I still do have like this really big block of white here, which kind of bugs me. Maybe if I move this up here and this down here, I'll like it better. Go in there. Double stacked chipboard is not the easiest to get in there. Yeah, I like that better. It's still a little bit white, but that's okay. And then we have July, which opens up with a single page with the Celebrate July. A lot of pink going on here. And then we have a double page spread. A lot more balance in July, I think. This spread is sort of dedicated to me, and then this side is dedicated more to family stuff. A lot less going on here because I did so much in my July story journal, and really there just wasn't a lot going on. So those are all 3 months that I batch processed. It probably took me about 2.5 hours altogether, but they're done and dusted, and now I can move on to spreads that are going to make me happier. All right, thank you.